Hey y'all, my name's Seth Packan, and this is Podunk Perspective, a podcast based on the Podunk Perspective. Podunk Perspective, we are back with Gracie Carol. How are we doing?
What's up? We're so good.
Thank you for coming on.
Oh, thank you for having me.
I appreciate it so much.
I'm really excited.
No,
this is going to be great.
It's funny. I go through ups and downs, like trying to schedule, people to come on this pod, and it's like either people are so gung-ho and then last minute, they got to cancel, or, they say last minute they can do it. And I'm like, oh, I already have someone, but you worked out well. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I know I tried to come on earlier on the first couple of episodes, but here I am. Now we're back.
Right. Nolan does some content for you.
He does.
You're an artist in town.
I'm an artist in town. Nolan came in here about a little over a year ago now.
Yeah.
And right when he came into town, he found me on Instagram, and we immediately started working together. Like right off the bat, he shot a couple of my cover songs for some album art already, and for some shows that I've had a couple of times. So it's been fun, like making the connections.
That's so cool. Here. So what made you move to Nashville?
Oh my gosh, great question. Man, I've been in love with Nashville since I was a tiny little girl. Where
are you from?
So I'm from Ohio.
Okay.
Cincinnati, Ohio. Midwest, the best.
I'm from Michigan, so it's like...
we're
I don't necessarily like Ohio, but,
Where are you from, Detroit?
I'm 45 minutes north of Detroit, yeah.
Okay, so we're like complete opposites.
Yeah.
On the realm
It's
there.
probably like a 2 or 3 hour drive from place to place.
It's really not that bad. Yeah. Believe it or not, I was actually a Michigan fan.
Really?
Than Ohio State.
Well, I like you a little bit more now.
Thank you. But I still go OH and wait for the IO,
I can't do it. It's not in my blood.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. But yeah, I'm from Ohio, and growing up, like country music and Music City has always been I feel like a part of my blood, because my parents, they kind of grew up on it.
Right.
And my mom loved, basically, I usually say they liked the different sides of country music. Mm-hmm. So my mom really loved that old twangy country, Southern stuff. Oh my gosh, I don't even know. Alan Jackson, she loved him. Yep. Just thinking back to older things Tammy Wynette, older things like that. That shaped me. And my dad, he loved the rock side. So I wouldn't say necessarily this is a debate sometimes, but the Eagles.
Yeah.
I always say they're a little bit country. Don't you agree?
Yeah, I totally agree. You can say, Nickelback. I mean,
thank you.
Today's country, it fits.
Right.
There's a bunch of Tom Petty. All guys that were necessarily country back in the day that would fit today's mold of what country is.
So I always say that, and my dad really loved that stuff growing up too. So when they got together, they kind of put those together and fell in love with Nashville, because that's where it all kind of came from. And finally, when my sisters and I were born, I'm a triplet, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
That's wild.
I have 2 siblings born at the same time as me.
How was growing up as a triplet?
So interesting.
Did you come out first or last?
I was the middle child. I know we're segueing here, but it will go all together, I promise.
Yeah.
So I grew up as a triplet, and so anywhere that we went, my parents always took them with them, because they didn't have time for a sitter. We just always went on their anniversaries. And
right.
Nashville was the spot, and I was the one out of my siblings that just fell in love with it, fell in love with the Music City, the songs, songwriting. We would go to Broadway, and I would be this little girl going to Tootsie's, already just staring at the bands in the window, dreaming of one day playing those stages.
Right.
And fast forward to a couple years later in my teens. We only lived in one house growing up my whole life too. I shared a room with all my sisters too growing up, and I lived a pretty simple life. So moving to Nashville right at 17 was really kind of hectic. And
did y'all get along?
Wild thing. We did. Well, we were like sisters.
Yeah.
So we fought about
the bathroom.
You're wearing my hair clip. Or, you're taking too long in the bathroom, So it's typical like sister stuff. But we all moved away from each other at that time too. So it was like I had to learn how to live my life as a single child for the first time in my life. Learn how to be an artist. I wanted to be the CEO of my own company, learn how to be in the business. Yeah. And that's how I kind of got into it. But there's a big one too, that kind of really helped me move to Nashville. Yeah.
What's that?
I'm kind of I'm not giving you a chance to ask questions, but is that okay?
Yeah, no, you're good. I like your story's
okay.
Amazing.
If I start rambling, for real, I'm a rambler. Just stop me, okay?
No, you're good.
Okay, so when I was 17, going into my senior year of high school, I was working amusement parks, actually. I was singer, dancer. I was kind of learning how to be that person that's on stage that can, make those hits look good while you're performing and stuff. Because that's what I truly like to focus on as an artist. Yeah. And that summer, I got so blessed with an opportunity to perform with Keith Urban.
That's badass.
Freaking Keith Urban. In Cincinnati. And I basically, it was around that time, I think it was the Raise 'Em Up tour. It was in 2014, and he was going around looking for girls to sing with him on that tour. That was the time that he put out that song, We Were Us, with Miranda Lambert. Yep. So he was looking around, and I was one of those girls that he picked.
That's so cool.
It was so awesome. Yeah. So literally ever since that day, I was Nashville is my dream. I have to move there. It's the only thing that's in my heart.
Do you love it?
It's my number one.
After living here?
Yeah. I mean, I probably would have moved if I have hated it. So I'm still here. We're kicking it.
So you've played some shows on Broadway here and there.
I have.
What are some crazy experiences you've had down on Broadway? Oh my gosh,
Seth. I played Broadway for 2 years, and honestly, still to this day, I say that's the craziest experience I've ever done in my life. Yep. I don't know, I never expected to play it either. As a kid, I think I accidentally manifested it. Yeah. Coming here and still going to Broadway, looking at the bands in the window, and then, oh my gosh, somehow I'm playing the bars here. But it's been so much fun, and I learned so much. Mm-hmm. I learned so many songs and how to perform, how to be a good performer, how to work with a band. Right. And I learned all of that when I went to college as well. I studied that in college. But it really puts you into perspective when you're actually going out and doing it. Yeah. And you don't really have, a professor to tell you what to do. It's you. It's you. Putting the bands together, being the leader in the band, kind of saying what it is going to be going on for the night, and being the host of the night is the biggest thing I think that I took away from that experience. Yeah,
and I feel like moving to Nashville is one of the biggest steps of becoming that artist too.
Oh my gosh!
Artists can come from other states and other cities, and they're like, "How can I do what you do?" And it's just
exactly
the one answer that I hear every artist say is, you got to move to Nashville.
My gosh. Well, it's the experience. Yeah. You don't get that anywhere else. Right. You could move to LA and go to a record label and sing a little something in the studio, but it's even different here doing that in Nashville. It's a completely different scene. They run the music business a lot differently. And then playing these shows, you don't meet the musicians that you do here anywhere else as well.
Do you feel like you gain a lot of fans playing around Nashville?
Yeah. So to kind of answer your question about the Broadway, what's the craziest thing is the bachelorettes that would come down here and there would be times where I would play, man, I feel like a woman 4 to 5 times a show, and those shows for probably 3 to 4 to 5 hours a night, depending on the shift. Yeah. So
which
like,
ain't easy on The Voice.
yeah, it's not easy on The Voice, but also like singing I'm going out tonight,
Yeah.
5 times in one night. It was like
Yeah.
a lot too.
By the 5th one, you're like,
By the 5th one, yeah. No, yeah, you're like, all right,
sing
how
it.
many more bachelorettes are going to come in here and ask that? So the price goes up, definitely.
Right. Has to.
Man, I've seen some wild things too. Like,
Yeah.
man.
Tell us.
I don't even know. The outfits.
Yeah.
The outfits that you see on Broadway.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, crazy.
Yeah.
And the things that people will do to like
just
get
the
a song.
the out of pocket people.
Yeah.
Right? Just like the people that are just like who do you think you are? Especially as a grown adult. Like, I feel like people come here and they forget there's laws and rules, and you're 50 years old.
They do. And then they go to the bars and act like it's their world that we're living in their world, and every single person in that bar. It's so fun, but
yeah.
It's
interesting to say the least.
I always tell people though, like if you do want to be an artist and you want to work Broadway and go down there and kind of work the band thing, do it.
Yeah.
Go do it. Experience that.
So, yeah, 100%.
You don't get it anywhere else, and it's something so amazing to experience.
I feel like unless you're born with it, it shows you how to perform and keep a crowd entertained.
Oh my gosh, yeah. It's such a good learning experience. But you have to know when to leave.
Yeah.
You have to know when you're done.
Yeah.
Because you can get stuck.
No, absolutely. You don't want to get stuck in the rut of Broadway,
Oh.
It's you got to remember why you moved down here, and it's, it's to get that tour bus and get on the road and go play state to state and go, headline, not just open up for people, but headline,
That is the goal.
Yeah.
That's why we move here, not just to play down there and get stuck and sing the same cover songs over and over again. I mean, if that is your dream, then that's amazing. You made it. But everybody has a bigger potential, I believe. Yeah. And you can do it for sure.
Have you felt like there's moments where in your career where you're like, shit, this music industry is tearing me down? But,
absolutely. Well, and especially working on Broadway, there are some dark entities like around there. Mm-hmm. No matter where you go, you're just going to be surrounded by negativity, and like even if there is positivity, like it's just a dark place. And no matter how much, I always thought and I always felt like I was a little bit of a light that just walked around down there and kind of would help people out and show them kind of a way a little bit. And I say, like, I say take this lightly, but if you do feel like you are stuck in that, just remember that there is so much good in every single opportunity and every little thing, even if there is bad. You can take a good lesson out of that bad lesson. Yeah. And Broadway is one of those biggest examples of that as well. Yeah.
There's great things you can get out of Broadway. Like I just said, I feel like that's a great way to learn how to engage with the crowd and perform and do all the things. But don't get stuck in the rut, just because Broadway's paying $200 more to not take that out of town gig, because you don't know how many fans you might go make in, New York or, Missouri or whatever it is when you go out there. And you see it, especially on the road. I feel like you come to Nashville, people are drunk and having fun, rightfully so, right? But when you're in someone's small town or city, they will sit there and listen to your song, whether you wrote it or not, and they will enjoy it a lot more because it's right in their backyard, and they're gonna enjoy the experience.
And that's the best thing too. And also why I love this podcast, Podunk. It's such a small town experience. Yeah.
Well, that's what and that's why I love Nashville in itself, because I feel like everyone comes, from a small town or likes being in a small town, but lives here, right?
Exactly.
So they have a perspective. They just live in Nashville.
What's cool about that too is Nashville it's a big town, but it's small. Everyone knows each other, no matter what. If it's Instagram, if we see you at Red Door every night, everyone knows each other. It's so funny.
It is funny.
That's perfect. Like,
Yeah.
I come from Cincinnati, but I live on the west side in a small town
Yeah.
that nobody has heard of or knows.
Right.
And it's only 15 minutes away, but like I know everyone in that
Yeah.
town.
Yeah.
And like I go to my local Walgreens and I know the cashier. And I
Right.
say hi to him once in a while, but then I come to like this big city, whereas like I can meet somebody on Broadway and it's a tourist and I have no idea, but then I can go like to Midtown and I know everybody again.
Right.
It's a small town again, you know?
It's cool. It's fun. There's a pocket in Nashville for everyone, whether it's
Right.
a bar or a place to hang out. You
I
know,
love that.
yeah, it's so cool. Do you feel like you've gained some really good friends or coworkers in Nashville?
Oh my gosh, yeah. Well, this city is filled with big dreamers and
Right.
big open-minded
Hustlers.
people. Hustlers. People who just want to be in the business. So
Right.
you meet people who are just like you, but like you got to find your people in that
Right.
as well. So
Yeah.
it is cool. It's like finding your fish in a sea.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's fun. And sometimes they're not necessarily doing the same thing as you. You know, like
Exactly.
my boy Nolan over here. He's a videographer, boy. He's a hustler, bro. I like being friends with him because of that. You know, it's you got to surround yourself with those type of people. It's positive. You know, living in this town, you know, being in this space of the music industry or social media influencers, whatever you want to say it is, you got to do it all. You know,
They say it's a 10-year town. Well, Nolan is a great example of somebody coming in and figuring it out quick.
yeah,
Like, there are some people who think they're just going to get it right away,
Right.
but they're not making the connections. They don't know
Exactly.
anybody. Nolan, you like came in here and
That boy
knew
can
how to do it
network.
right away.
I wasn't
Like-
expecting this shout out.
No, it's awesome, and it's really cool watching you grow and like doing this podcast stuff now with all your buddies. Like, shout out to you.
seriously,
Hey.
dude, you deserve a clap.
Thank you.
But it's cool.
Yeah. Do you like doing all the content stuff? Do you like doing the TikTok and the social media?
That's actually one of my favorite parts
Yeah.
of the job. Well, I'm such a creative.
Break it
And-
down for us. Give it like your step by
Oh my God,
step
okay.
of creating content.
Like, I love the songwriting part about it, but the song always comes first.
Yeah.
Like, that's what we have to be the artist. But once we get that part, that's where, like, I'm like, all right, guys, like, here we go. Let's brainstorm. Let's get down to this. Like, what kind of things do we need to create for this song? Do we need a photo shoot? Do we need different types of content? What are the TikTok trends going on right now? And, just like little things like that, how to edit the video, like what to get the viewer's first attention in the first 3 seconds. Like, it's all so fun, but it's also very strategic.
Yes.
You have to know when to post and
Time consuming.
time consuming.
Yeah.
You have to be on it and like have those videos ready to go.
I feel like the
And-
longest thing to do is to edit like on Instagram or TikTok and then come up with like a caption. That whole
Right.
process takes longer than actually getting the content itself.
I agree. Like, it's so easy to call up Nolan one day and be like, hey, let's get this.
Yeah.
And it's easy. Like, get it done in like 15 minutes. And then, like, you got to edit the stuff and create it. And it takes a couple of hours. You got to
Right.
plan when to do it. You got to plan when to post, when to schedule. And the times when you post is also strategic.
Right.
Like, don't be posting in the middle of the night. Nobody's
Yeah.
going to see it, you know?
Yeah, but then like I agree. I say the same thing, but then I see these bigger artists out that will post randomly at 10 o'clock on that Saturday, and I'm like, and it has 10,000 views or whatever. I'm like, how?
No, for real. Well, I'll post like some of my music stuff too and kind of create like, I'll be like the director in that for some stuff. So like, for example, I did some things walking down the street and I had the videographer or the camera person holding my phone,
Right.
just like circling me, and I like told them what to do for those. Or, for example, I had stuff go viral on TikTok with like different, like I broke up with my boyfriend in the car and that song went viral called Breakup Season. And but that was all like, it wasn't real. It was fake. I was just thinking of ways to like,
be creative with the
and think
content.
of stuff like that. So it's things like that that'll like, help a little song like that
Yeah.
go viral. Or I'll go around and do the national anthem and sing that as well at different places. And I'll take my phone with me there and do like part 1, part 2 to that type of things. And those will go viral as well. Like,
before we started recording, you said something about doing an event. Tell us a little bit about that.
oh my gosh. Okay. So have you heard of the Savannah Bananas?
Duh.
Yeah. The baseball team
Yeah.
that performs and they're like entertainers.
Yeah. I've seen a bunch of national artists, that are signed to major record labels, be a part of it.
Yes, and they would get
Cameron
up there.
Marlowe, Tucker Wetmore, you name it. I've
they
seen them.
would do like performances with them.
Yeah.
And people buy tickets to literally watch them make those videos
Right.
and post them on Instagram.
Yeah,
and
it's like the WWE of baseball. It's like the fake. It's like the fake baseball.
Yeah, that's so perfect.
Yeah.
To compare to.
So tell us about it.
So they reached out to me a couple months ago, and they said that they knew, I guess they had seen a couple of my national anthem videos, because a couple of them had gone viral, but I guess they had seen one of them, and they're going up to Cincinnati to play at the Great American Ballpark for the first time, and they messaged me, and they want me to come sing the national anthem.
That's so cool.
Oh my gosh.
That's massive.
I was like, heck yeah. Thank you for thinking of me. Savannah Bananas. Can't wait. June 14th.
June 14th.
So come
Put
on
it on the
out.
calendar.
Put it on the cal.
Do you get nervous singing the national anthem? Because it's like, I've seen people get torn.
Oh my gosh.
Apart.
There are people, and I have there are people who can butcher it for sure. Yeah. But I've been doing it since I was a kid. It's like a song that is just in the back of my head now. So I feel like I got it in the bag.
Yeah. When was the first time you did it? Like, was it like in school?
First time, yeah. I think it was a school thing. I mean, I don't know. I've been doing the national anthem as like a little thing since I was a little girl. So I would do it at like school functions. Yeah. Like my last day of my senior year, they had me performing it for the whole school, and I would do it I went to Belmont as well, and I performed at the baseball games, the basketball games. Yeah. And then from there, it kind of just kept going. I would perform it at amusement parks for different events and baseball games, NFL games. I did the Bengals and the Browns game.
So cool. When was this?
That was in 2022.
Damn.
I did.
That's really cool.
Really fun.
So you were sidelined like the whole game?
I was sidelined. Yeah, I was down there with like Joe Burrow and like
That's wild.
Mixon. I was like, oh my God.
That's so cool. You a Bengals fan?
Oh my gosh. Joe Burrow is my hubby. So Joey, let me...
Is he single?
He is, but it's okay. It's all right. It's okay. I'm taken anyway. It's fine.
Oh, so if you're taken...
Yeah, I'm taken. I don't need him.
How's the Nashville dating life if you're taken? Because I feel like that's hard for a lot of people in Nashville.
Man, Seth, are you taken?
I'm single as a Pringle, and I'm happy that way right now. Honestly,
leave it that way if you are, please.
It's just like I'm having so much fun right now. Like it's like once I feel like once you know, right? And it's just like, or once you're in that period of life, like I feel like and
agree.
And just like
don't waste your time.
Yeah, I got stuff going, and it's like I'm having fun. Why,
Yeah, no, please stay single until you find the one for real.
I'll try.
What's the point?
I mean, but if there are any Bachelor that's out there,
Seth's right here, girls.
Yeah, let me know.
Hit him up.
Yeah, give me your Podunk perspective.
But no, so I was single for like the past 2 years after I left Broadway. So I did Broadway from 2021 to 2023. Mm-hmm. And I'm honestly like, I'll say this. I was dating because I was scared of Broadway.
Right.
I didn't want to be single while I was like playing those shows. Broadway's scary, guys. As a single woman downtown, alone, it's scary. So
there's all that roofie stuff going on down there now.
That happened to me too.
Really?
Oh my goodness! I got stories, but that happened to me, and I went to the hospital.
Oh my God!
It was scary.
Were you playing?
I wasn't playing. That thankfully I wasn't
luckily.
playing, and I had a friend with me. But Broadway's scary, and you have to keep watch.
Yeah.
But that's literally the reason why I had a boyfriend. I'm not gonna lie. Don't come for me. But and I loved all those guys down there. But yeah, it was not great. And so after I left Broadway, I broke up with my boyfriend too, and I took that time to really focus on myself.
Right.
And like I truly, Seth, like I took myself out. Like I dated myself.
Yeah.
I went out and I bought myself Chick-fil-A. I went to the park. I used to play softball and like sports. So I'd go to the batting cages. Like I took myself out.
Yeah.
And I had a great time.
Yeah. No, like right before I moved to Nashville, I got out of like a 3 or 4 year relationship. And it felt good, right? I was having fun and stuff. And then I had a few dates here and there in Nashville. And then I'm like, I enjoy this single shit too much. I'm like,
Live it
sorry,
up.
Let me live my life.
Just wait till you find it. And when I moved here, I was in a relationship for like 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
I almost got married.
Damn.
It was
Straight up wifey?
For real, I went through a lot of things that still to this day, I'm like, what the heck? Like that happened. That's pretty crazy. Right. But I broke up with him too. And, I don't even know. Like I truly, I hadn't been single for a really long time. Like I had a boyfriend since I was a teenager. And so like, it was really nice these past 2 years, but I'm not going to lie to you. Once this year came around, I was like, okay,
2025. It's a new year.
2025. We're not being single anymore.
Yeah.
I think I'm ready to try it out. So I might have a boyfriend now.
Hey, rumor has it.
Rumor has it. Yeah.
That's so
I'm
cool.
pretty happy.
That's awesome. I mean,
Thank
that's all that
you.
matters, right?
Yeah,
especially in this city.
And you should find somebody who truly wants to be with you as well. Like wants to take you out. Like I got that now. So before I didn't really. But so keep that in mind.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll definitely keep it in mind.
For real.
Do you feel like before, like when you were single and stuff, like you ran into like a lot of weirdos and stuff, like in town?
I'm not gonna lie, yeah. And I actually didn't. I just didn't date. I wasn't even looking for guys. I wasn't looking for people. If anybody like tried to like say anything to me, I blew them off. I didn't like. I would talk to them, but I just didn't care. I was done. I was like, these guys are just not worth it. Yeah, absolutely.
No, and it's just like you realize too, like especially being in the music industry and stuff. I feel like industry people don't necessarily give weird looks at it, but they want you to like when you're new to town. They want you to figure out your career before you focus on other things.
Who you are.
Yes. Mm-hmm. They want to be able to story tell and stuff like that.
And I think that's what I was doing the past 2 years as well.
Yeah.
Because I really took that time. Not only was because I was dating myself, like music is a huge part of me. Like I always say, it was the first thing that I fell in love with. Yeah. So I was like, why not just date the thing that I am in love with? Yeah. And I really took that time to write all the. So I went through. When I did break up with all of them, I went through this phase where I was like, okay, well, I'm stuck. I feel like I'm just like in a hospital bed, like I can't move anymore. So I went with this medical theme. And if you go to my Spotify and listen to like my past 5 songs I released, they're all medical themed.
That's so cool.
They're all about kind of leading up to like my heart condition. I had a heart condition growing up.
Okay.
And I had heart surgery for it in 2019. And after that, I was like, kind of, it truly shaped me. Yeah. And I always say that I never really knew when I was going to have the last day for me. My heart like kind of beats to my own drum. And so I was like, I really want to live my life to the fullest and love as much as I possibly can to everything. And so once I got my heart surgery, that was literally actually right after that, I broke up with my boyfriend of 6 years. I was like, we can't be together anymore. I don't want to be with you.
Yeah.
And then I went through all of those like weird heartbreaks from Broadway, and I kind of like was understanding my new heart. And so I took all of that from my heartbreak and my medical stuff, and I made a whole like kind of like EP about it and put that into my my music.
Seriously, no, that's creative as hell. Like, honestly,
Thanks.
that's cool. But like the experience of that had to be nuts, you know, going through all that.
Pretty interesting. I think that's why it made me who I am, though. Like, I'm pretty stern and hardcore, and I love the way that I love because of like everything that I've been through, and I truly don't take any of that for granted, even though it's been difficult. It's made me love just like every day even more. Yeah,
you gotta take every moment, you know, don't let every year go by quick.
Exactly.
Literally, I was just thinking about this today. Like, dude, we're about to hit May. I feel like the year just started.
How is it not February?
Yeah.
2025. Wow.
Right. It's wild. It's going by quick, but I feel like it's going to be a good year.
I agree.
You got some plans for some new music, some cool gigs, you know, coming up?
I do. So I'm trying to get out of the medical thing now.
Yeah.
I've been working on that for the past 2 years. So I'm like, okay, let's stop singing about my symptoms and start singing about.
But it's creative though. Like, seriously. Like,
Thank you.
It's your story and it's you, and you're being creative with it.
Well, thank you for saying that too. If you actually listen to my whole Spotify, it tells a story.
Yeah.
And what I release, it kind of tells like the whole story of my life. So if you're ever bored, go listen to that. Go listen to it, even if you're not bored. Go listen. But right now I'm like in the works of creating what I kind of want to put out next, and everything that I do is a project based. So my first EP that I put out was all about daydreaming and being up in the clouds, you know, wishing I was here in like Nashville and like hoping for a good love. And then my heart condition EP was all about, you know, figuring out my like heartbreaks and who I am. And so now I'm on the next step and like, you know, what do I do from here? Like, where do I go from there? You know, like nobody really tells you how to do life. Like, is that the next part? Oh, no one tells you how to do it. Like,
this little spoiler you're giving out.
No one tells you. Yeah.
Like, that's awesome.
Hint, hint, wink, wink.
So, is this you coming up like being creative on the creative side of things, or you know, do you have a team of people helping you?
I'll tell you what, it's all me.
That's badass.
It's all me, but you know, and I as much as it is me, I do have a bunch of people who help me in a whole team. Like Nolan. Nolan gets
shout out Nolan.
Nolan, like I can't like make all of my cover art, and he did a bunch of work for Heart Condition as well. He did the cover for that and a bunch of the video work that I did for my content for that. And I can't do a lot of that without the people that also have that drive too, like that, or even you having this podcast and, you know, making all these artists, having a platform for them and being able to talk about it.
And honestly, that's one of my main goals with starting this whole podcast is I know there's artists in this town that deserve a fancy platform that these labels will never give you, but that aren't giving you right now, right?
Yeah, some just don't get the opportunity.
Yeah, like we always say, it's a 10-year town. I want to turn this into a right now town, you know, because you saw in LA, you know, what in like the past few years, everything was very successful when it comes to rap, you know, hip hop, you know, these songs are going to radio very quickly and all this thing. And country music moves too slow and it's time to speed it up.
It does. It does. It catches a song that was written like 5-6 years ago. It's so good. And they're like, whoa, where's this song been? Let's put it on the Excuse me, radio.
Don't get me wrong.
You got it. You got it.
And sometimes that's a cool reason why it's country music. But right now, while it's popular, it's time to show the best of the best.
That's
and
true.
Get these younger names out there, you know, that necessarily don't have the funding, but are doing the content, doing putting out the music, playing the shows, because at the end of the day, they have to invest in you, and if you're not already blowing up, they're not going to do that. And I just think that's a little. Yeah.
Whereas that's what they started off doing,
Exactly.
But they want to see you work for it,
Right.
which isn't a bad idea on their end.
Yeah. Yes, I totally agree. But at the same time, it's like a 50-50 thing. It's like
Exactly.
Where's your
That's
work?
what you're there for.
Yeah. Where's your work on this?
Yeah.
End of things. Do you have a lot of fun going out and playing shows outside of Nashville?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I might have more fun. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
So whenever I did a Midwest tour last summer, went to Illinois and Ohio and a few places in Kentucky, which isn't really Midwest, but it was like around where I was from. And I'll tell you what, like going outside of Nashville, it really I've been here for 10 years now.
Right.
I moved here in 2015. Wow. It's crazy. But it really shows me the progress that I have been.
You've been through
making.
a few things here. If you've been here since 2015, I mean, shit.
I have. I've been through a lot, and it really it shows me how my work has been going, because I'll go to different cities and different places that aren't Nashville, and people will be like, "Wait, I know your song," and or I'll hear it playing in a restaurant. It's on a playlist.
Yeah, it's so rewarding, probably.
It
right?
is. It's so cool, and it's good to know that there is people who do relate to me and who do go through the things that I've been through, and that my music does also not only help myself but help others as well. And that is the goal as an artist. It really is. So that's the coolest part about playing shows outside of Nashville, for sure.
Outside of country music. Because, I mean, you wouldn't say necessarily that your music's just country, right? Or
Nah.
I
got pop in there. Oh, I got trap drums in some of my songs.
So who are some influences that brought that into your life, into your music career?
Can I name you a list?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's hear it.
So this is from kid on. Alan Jackson. Had to. My mom had it on CD, I gotta listen to it. I would say the first one I loved was Sarah Evans and Terry Clark.
Yep.
But then Taylor Swift came around. She changed the songwriting aspect. And so all of them was little kid me. Basically that shaped me as okay, this is I would love to make country music one day and make these kinds of songs from them. So when I moved to Nashville, it started becoming more that's when Kelsey Ballerini was starting to become a thing. Maren Morris. I also loved Carrie and Miranda. I think Miranda shaped a lot of what I musically write about. Not necessarily lyrically, because they're writing about
you're saying it in a different way.
She's gonna go bury your husband, and Carrie's gonna go slash a truck. I'm not singing about that stuff, but I love more of Casey Musgraves, and I would say my musical aspect now, though I did get a lot of pop. Would be a lot of Sabrina, and I took a lot of Rihanna. I love Rihanna. But I would say I'm a pretty good mixture of Casey and Sabrina.
Yeah.
Casey Musgraves.
I love Casey. I was invited to a Zach Bryan show. I've never, not to say I wasn't a fan of Zach Bryan before, but I just never got to see him play or perform. Ooh. And I was a fan of his performance. He absolutely killed it. He knows how to keep a crowd going, and he brought out Casey, and it was badass.
Wow. That must have been a good show.
It was at Nissan. It was it was
I've
really
never
cool.
seen either of them live, but all their videos are it seems like he doesn't have to do anything just his energy with a guitar and standing there alone.
The power of music.
The power of his voice he has with the music that he creates.
Right.
Just takes everybody in on him.
Yeah.
It's so cool. You're right.
No, yeah, it's badass. Well, it's funny too because like you see like obviously all the stuff going around between him and Brianna and everything like that, and their breakup and all the drama and stuff. But it's like people can easily forget about that and just listen to his music and be happy and
That's
content.
what music does.
Right.
Like, yeah, I'm gonna love an artist because of the person that you are, but also like if you're an artist and you're all right, but you have a good song.
Yeah. It does a lot.
I'm gonna listen to it.
It's called a moving song if it moves people, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
exactly.
And I'm living in Nashville. I bet like you've been, around some fantastic songwriters and, people that have written some crazy songs. Tell us about like running into those type of people and, or even writing with those type of people, those experiences.
It's been a lot of fun. When I first moved here, I actually did not understand co-writing. I realized it was a huge part of what this town was.
Yes.
And so when I was a freshman at Belmont, I immediately got into like, there's a songwriting community there at Belmont, but I never took it, but I just got myself in on some of the people that were in on it. And like, I had no clue how to but whenever I'd go into my first co-write or something, like I had no clue what to do. I probably had one word or like one line in the song that we wrote because I was so scared of like collaborating and I was afraid of people like not wanting my ideas to be good or,
having the same ideas, judgment,
them judging me and then me not having a good enough idea to back it up, like those little things. But it's just become like one of my favorite parts about this town is coming together with the songwriters that are here. And I've kind of like watched myself grow from like people who are also we're just like me, like coming into town and wanting to get into rights and started to do that. So we all did that together. Or then I would get in with people who were already signed and had publishing deals and they had some hit songs on the radio and like, that was really cool because they had been doing this for years.
Right.
So it was like fun. Like I had a couple rights with Christian Solnecker a couple years ago. He wrote I'm pretty sure it was Kane Brown's song with Caitlin, his wife.
Okay, yeah.
He wrote that song.
Yeah, that's a big song. Kane would bring her out for for
a lot of
that
his
song.
shows.
For sure.
Yes, yeah, and I thought that was pretty cool because I had written with him a couple of times, and some of his songs that I had with him since he was signed, and I was just like this little big dreamy eyed girl.
Yeah, like obviously you feel very lucky to get in rooms with those type of people, but even like just to even have like a conversation, having those like mentors in your life where it's like I don't necessarily need to do work with you. I just need you to have a cup of coffee with me and tell me what I need to do right and tell me what I'm doing wrong.
Yeah, I just want to pick your brain a little bit. Like I want to be in this career. Like let me do it right. I want people to like what I'm doing. But and it's been really cool. Like that, for example, one of those songs, which I actually ended up releasing, we had on hold for Kelsey Ballerini.
Damn.
So it was like, things like that. It just like makes this town really cool because like I didn't think I would ever have a song that Kelsey would be like considering to put on her album or anything like that. But
and it's funny because like I have a few songwriter buddies and I always hear them. They're always kind of, I feel like they're either pitching to the same guy or writing to the same guy. But then I have you on, and it's like you're pitching to Kelsey Ballerini. I'm like, that's so cool because it's the other side of Nashville.
Exactly.
It's fun to see that like they're actually taking outside songs because people can be very picky about that.
Oh, right.
Especially in this town where they want to be a singer songwriter and this and that. But I mean, listen,
some artists just want their songs to be on their album and not have anybody else's, which is fine.
Yeah, well, it's totally fine. But I feel like the best songwriters know what a good song is.
Oh yeah.
So if you didn't write it, it's okay. Just admit that that's your song or that's a good song.
Absolutely.
Who are some of your favorite artists to go see out and watch? Yeah.
That's a really good question.
Who have you seen the most out in concert?
Wow, great question. I'm not gonna lie, it's Keith Urban.
Really? That's cool.
And it's probably because after I sang with him, everyone in my family, anytime Keith performs anywhere remotely close to me or them, they will buy tickets.
Right.
And they'll be like, I got tickets, let's go. And because like they know I sang with him, they're like, we gotta go together. Like, he's your guy. So I'm like, he is my guy. You're right. Let's go. We gotta go. So I've seen him like probably so much. But believe it or not, I actually don't attend many concerts.
Yeah.
I mostly try to keep my shows like my thing. And then,
do you get sick of music being around it? Like,
I don't. I'll never get sick of music, I think. But I don't attend many concerts just because like I want it to be my career. And so I want it to be so special to me every single time that when I'm doing it, I don't want to be sick of it. I guess that was my question. It's like, you just like your time is your time, and then when you're singing, that's the time for music. Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. And also, like, I can't be spending all that money to go to concerts when I'm a
merch,
starving artist.
We gotta build the website. We gotta do all these things that the fan
songs to put out. Like,
outside people don't know how much this costs.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
It takes a lot. Do you feel like you end up like, not financially wise, but just like mentally, like for ideas and stuff, but when you're putting out new songs and projects, like do you lean on a lot of people to give ideas when you're putting your money behind these songs and everything?
Good. I don't necessarily think about it that way. I think a song is a song, and if it's meant to be created, then it'll be created. If it's good or bad, then that's what it should be.
How do you know?
I think that's just how I go about it. If a song is bad, that's just what I do.
Do you just feel like you go with your gut? Like if it's good, it's good.
Oh, no, truly, like when a song is good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like if you're writing a song, you're like, no, this song's actually pretty good. And if you know it's bad, there's somewhere I don't even finish them. Like it's not good. But yeah.
Do you find it rewarding when like you have people in your comments saying like, "Oh, this song is like either moved me or you know, or, like,
absolutely.
I really like this song."
Oh, of course.
Do you get that a lot?
Yeah, once in a while. Absolutely.
Nolan is shaking his head. Yes, he's like all the time.
Yeah, of course. I will say I do have a little bit of a fan base on my social media, and I mean they're absolutely great and amazing, and I mean this is the dream. Like I'm able to be able to live in Nashville because of the fan base that I have, and because I had a couple songs that did go viral. Like that's the dream. I'm getting paid from my music. Yeah. So it's pretty cool, but there are like little side jobs that I have so I can still be able to pay off my music and be able to do all the other stuff.
Hey, record labels, figure it out. Where's the money at?
But I would want to do a record label, I think, one day if they're interested in what I am offering and the message that I have to bring. I would love to be a part of that.
Yeah,
but
there's a lot to go around, right?
Right.
Do you have plans for like future management or anything like that, or are you just kind of?
It's just me.
Yeah,
it's just me.
Just you.
Yeah. If anybody wants to help, hit me up. Let me know.
Hey, Gracie Carol.
It's just me.
We got Nolan here. He's like part manager.
Yeah, he helps me a little bit.
Camera guy.
The camera guy. The camera.
So, since 2015, you said you've been here. You've been here through COVID.
Oh my gosh.
The tornado that hit here, right? You were here for that.
Yeah.
How was that? Like,
well,
going through those experiences.
I was here, but I wasn't actually. I was up in the tornado. I was up in Cincinnati.
That's
I
good.
think that was on.
20.
I can't remember. But I was up in Cincinnati. I wasn't here. I wasn't in town.
Okay.
And then there was a Christmas. I think there was a bombing that happened.
Yeah.
A Christmas as well.
Yeah, that was right before I moved here.
Oh, that was
I remember hearing about
scary.
that. That was wild.
That was really
On
scary.
2nd Avenue. Or
Yeah.
whatever.
And they're still like picking up the pieces to that.
Yeah.
And then COVID. I actually wasn't even here for that either.
Cincinnati is close to Nashville. Like I
It
say,
is.
like it's
not bad.
it's far away. But so was it like you just picked up and went home type thing, or?
Yeah. Well, no. I go home a lot. Like when I actually the first 2 years I moved here, I still had a job in Cincinnati.
Okay.
It was the amusement park job, and I would travel back and forth every single weekend, still playing those and doing that job.
Yeah.
So I know that drive really well. It's like 4.5 hours, but it's not bad. Why did I bring that up? The tenure?
No.
The tornado?
Yeah. Well, yeah. No, we were talking about COVID. We were talking about COVID and stuff. Yeah.
So I was up in Cincy for that.
Did that affect the way that you did music and stuff? Like
a little bit. Not the tornado or anything, but COVID. So I wasn't even I wasn't in Cincy for that either. I actually got hired to work on a cruise ship.
Right.
And I started working on that January of 2020.
Okay.
And obviously March came around, and that's when COVID hit. And
what made you work on a cruise ship?
So I got off. I graduated college 2019.
Yeah.
Once I graduated, that's when I got my heart surgery.
Mm-hmm.
Once I got my heart surgery, I woke up from that and was like, I need to do something from. Oh, actually, I got my heart surgery mostly because I got hired to work on the cruise ship.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't let me work on the cruise ship because I had a heart condition.
So
I got the heart surgery so I could work on the cruise ship.
Yeah.
And when that happened, also this boyfriend at the time that I was supposedly gonna get married to, and we were in a 6-long-year relationship.
Yeah.
I broke up with him because he didn't want me to go on the cruise ship. He didn't want me to work on the cruise ship.
He was worried.
Exactly. So I was like, all right.
Young worried man.
We're not going to be together anymore. And that was like legit when my life changed. Like I went on the cruise ship alone. I was single for the first time like ever. And that was like so life-changing. I went on there to be a singer in a band, basically. So that's what I did.
Yeah.
To the long answer.
How long was like the stint of like you being on that?
So I did that. The contract was 3 months and I was going to extend it to 6 months. But then when March came around, COVID hit. Obviously, I didn't get to extend it a little bit. I actually was stuck on the cruise ship for about a month. They didn't let us off. And I thought the world
That's wild.
like had gone to like I thought it was gone. Like I didn't know anything because I was living on this ship.
Yeah.
Like we didn't have internet. Like it was kind of scary getting off. So I got off a month later and everyone was in, like all the people outside of the cruise ship, like coming letting us know that it's okay. They were all wearing hazmat suits. Like,
oh my God.
They had, I mean, it was scary.
That's scary.
I
That's
thought,
out of a movie. Like,
no,
seriously.
it was out of a movie. Like, I thought COVID had changed the world. Like, we were living in, like, the Hunger Games or something.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, when you see it from that perspective, I mean, for not, really having that much, like seeing what's going on, and then you come back and you're like, why is this guy in a hazmat?
No, it was so scary. And I was living on the ship. Like, we had pool days still. Like, I was in my, like, swimsuit, like, laying out.
And I bet that whole ship was COVID free, probably.
Well, I have no idea. We could have had it. Who knows? But, I don't know. It was crazy. It was a really interesting experience.
Yeah. No, that's so cool. Obviously, you've lived in Nashville for a long time. What's some of your favorite bars you go and hang out at?
Tootsie's
Yep.
was probably my number one for the longest time.
Yep.
I headlined there on Broadway for 2 years, and I would actually go there the most before I worked there, which is pretty funny as well. But that's the world famous Purple Bar down there, so go check it out.
Yeah,
you
most
guys like
expensive, but it had some cool people that go through that bar.
Exactly.
Seriously.
But now, honestly, I don't really go to many bars anymore. I just chill at coffee shops.
What's your favorite coffee shop?
The Well.
The Well? I've heard good stuff
like
about the
The
Well.
Well.
I love Killebrew's coffee.
Oh, that one's
It's
good.
pricey, but it's good. It does
I
the
love
job.
Frothy and the Nations as well.
Okay.
It's a good spot.
Is that... Well, yeah, I've heard of Frothy Monkey before. There's another place over by Edge Hill Apartments. It's like in the apartment building. That's pretty good. It's like Tree Hill Coffee or something like that. Something weird like that.
I know what you're talking about, I think.
Yeah, it's good. It's especially if you're into black coffee like I am. It's just it gets the job done.
Oh, man. And, the caffeine.
Well, that's my big
You
thing.
need
It's
it.
yeah, I need the caffeine. I don't. It's coffee, but I need the caffeine. So when I drink a cup of coffee and it doesn't hit me like the day before, I'm pissed.
That was so funny.
But at the same time, it's just like what's different from your coffee to the other person's coffee down the street? Like,
actually, though.
it's just coffee beans, right?
You're not wrong. You're so right.
But I will say the way that, once you get into the fancier drinks and stuff, I feel like it's the way that person makes it. You know, when I go to Starbucks, it's definitely not the same as a Gulchy at Killebrew.
Oh my gosh, right?
Yeah, that drink's good, but it's a little bit girly. But I'm admitting it. It's good. So. I appreciate you so much for coming on today.
Oh my gosh.
Seriously.
Thank you. I
It's been a
literally,
treat.
I think I could have talked to you all day.
Hey, we can keep going. I got beer.
I know. Let's go.
Do you have anything you want to plug? You got new music, some release dates or anything, or songs that are out that you want to tell anyone to go listen to?
Right now, I'm working on some new music, but I released my latest 2-song EP back in February called Heart Conditions. So go check that out. Streaming on all platforms right now. My name is Gracie Carol. Thank you for having me on.
Thank you. Podunk Perspective out.